Hi Aquarius, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den. We're always keeping it warm. We're always keeping it cozy. Today we have a reading for you for May 22nd to May 28th. So, as always, get cozy, get comfortable, drop into your heart space, and let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. You could be Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. Either way, you could also be just wanting to dabble a little bit into the Aquarius energies. That's totally fine. Let these messages sing to your heart in whatever way they are meant to. And I already meditated before, so I'll just take whatever jumps out. But thank you, angels, for helping me connect to the Aquarius energy. And thank you always to Archangel Michael and my angels and my spirit guides. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we're just going to take it card by card because you have a lot of different energies playing here right now, Aquarius. Right now you have Nine of Pentacles. There's some type of agreement for whatever reason, like the word agreement is coming to mind. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's your agreement with spirit or agreement with somebody else. And if that doesn't resonate, please just toss it up in a ball and throw it out the window and watch it tumble down the porch steps, okay? But with the Nine of Pentacles and the traditional tarot, my words are just and that only started when I started this reading because I did a few readings before this. Sorry, hang on. All right, we're gonna try that again. Nine of Pentacles in the traditional tarot is a very, I don't know, it's like a lot of self-improvement has been achieved already. Achievements have already been accomplished, and you're living in luxury. This doesn't quite mean material financial luxury, but this is someone being confident in themselves. Perhaps you are wishing for more, but it really doesn't matter. It's almost like the Nine of Pentacles is like, oh, I could have more, but you know what? I'm just going to enjoy my garden and strut my stuff and take just a nice, easy stroll. It's living that comfortable life, okay? So perhaps that you will find different energies or different avenues of play, of relaxation, of just warmth and comfort. So there are lots of opportunities for that this week. But we do have the Devil energy present. Now, there could be something as you're walking amidst this comfort. There could be these same patterns or cycles that keep popping up because that is always something that the Devil indicates. For us, it feels like something that we're trapped in. I like in this deck that there's stairways up into the mind. So oftentimes the Devil card is indicating something that is popping up in the mind. Oftentimes they are repeating cycles or repeating thoughts that don't serve us, that don't quite fully align with us, and they make us feel like crud, to be honest. So there are perhaps things that are popping up here. I'm not really, for some reason, this message feels like, it's almost like the communication is stuttering a little bit, as are my words, clearly. So I'm going to roll the Astro Dice and see if I can get a little bit extra help. And we have the third house, which rolls communication on your Astro Dice, so makes a lot of sense. But you have Saturn and Scorpio here for your Astro Dice affecting the third house, so perhaps there is something that you are fearing. The Scorpio is the energy of passion, yes, but it's also the energy of fear. And when we block our authentic voice, it's usually out of fear. So Saturn is like you're going through a rebirth or a transformation. Usually that's Pluto. But for whatever reason, Sailor Saturn is coming to mind. So Sailor Saturn being like one of the, from a show like Sailor Scouts. Or it's from like Sailor Moon, and she's one of the Sailor Scouts. And she actually had some type of a rebirth in the manga or something, but that is usually my symbol of rebirth and then requiring discipline. It's almost like a tower moment, like you went through a tower moment and then you're restructuring and you're building and you have to maintain that discipline in order to get to where you want to be. But there are a lot of fears. Perhaps you need to put consistent effort into self-development at this time, or perhaps you've found that you've had to do that recently. And it's actually affecting your communication because maybe you're not quite ready to come out of your shell yet. You're not quite ready to portray your most authentic voice in the light that you want it to because maybe you're scared or you're feeling insecure about where you're at in your life, or like in whatever you're feeling, perhaps you feel a little insecure. But what you're being called to right now, the focal point of your reading, I'm just heard like you could be missing the message. I heard that you could potentially be missing the message of what's happening because maybe maybe you've been beating yourself up about not putting yourself out there enough, but maybe you just need a little bit more time. And that's okay too, because the focal point of your reading is the Hanged Woman. Now, it is synonymous with the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot, which is requiring a different perspective on things. And that's what Spirit is calling you to do now, that perhaps you shouldn't shun the rest of the world, I just heard. And that's actually a message that comes out with the Eight of Cups, is turning your back on something. So perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on the whole of the rest of the world, but maybe certain aspects or elements, things that are taking your energy, because you have the Seven of Swords here, which is defending yourself against somebody else. I almost hear something like defending your honor. So maybe some of you are actually having trouble standing up for yourself. But Seven of Swords is somebody who is actively trying to take our energy. It doesn't have to be somebody. It could be a situation, and it could be things that we turn our attention to that, you know, are the things or the entities that are sucking our energy because they just don't make us feel good. And it could be as a result of our own doing, but I really do feel like these are external forces that are at play. And they could come up from within, given the devil, but I really do feel like perhaps this is just life happening, and you feel like it's happening to you, not for you. And as a consequence, it is causing you to feel very depleted, because perhaps you are, I just heard, like, remember that time when... So you could actually be putting yourself in a negative headspace by thinking about past circumstances that no longer apply to your current situation, things that perhaps you have found... to destroy your spirit. Maybe once upon a time that bully in high school said something to you and you still think about it to this day, like, I could have said something, or I know the perfect thing I could have said to them, or, oh, this is how I could have acted. And whichever the scenario may be, because that's just an example, but whatever the scenario may be, somebody has stolen energy from you, and perhaps you are reliving that again and again, and you're letting it affect you in the present moment. But perhaps you need a greater perspective, because if you didn't have those moments, you wouldn't be so pushed. You wouldn't be so aggravated and angry and wanting to stand up for yourself to the point where you're actively making that change now. And perhaps, like, everybody needs a certain amount of pushes, and some people never wake up to the fact that they want to stand up for themselves or they want to make a change. Some people don't actively do that. And it takes time to do it, but the fact that you already have your awareness on that, you already have your awareness on wanting to make a change, or that, you know, it's almost like your guides are trying to tell you to stop beating up on yourself. Stop beating up on yourself, because that's exactly what the message is coming through as. It's almost like you're experiencing a lot of shame or discomfort because, you know, either you're not where you want to be, or looking at past situations and you're comparing where you're at now to where you were in the past, but at least you took a few steps forward. It's like almost like embrace the changes that you need to in order to step fully into yourself. And it's difficult, but try to do the work to let the past go, because it's really only anchoring you and holding you back. It did serve you in making you want to push forward and put your foot forward. We often find ourselves in the same cycles because we are actively making those decisions, and because we have trouble saying no to certain things. And it's almost like, you know, we might feel like we don't have a choice, or we might wonder, why am I attracted to the same type of person? Or why do I keep saying yes to job opportunities that only have like the same low pay? Or why do I keep like feeling like I'm not good enough? And it's almost like you're aware that change needs to happen. And I'm not saying it's all your fault, because the world can be pretty harsh. And when you don't have the knowledge or the expertise or the wisdom to navigate those situations, then you can end up making pretty ugly mistakes that can really damage your self-esteem and make you feel like your self-worth is just plummets. And I do want to offer, like, you know, I want to empathize with that, because that's definitely a thing that happens. It's happened to me many times. And, you know, because of my own sheer ignorance, you know, I've been played by many people, you know, in one form or another, either through their own hurt or whether they intentionally meant to do harm. Either way, you know, there's been many things in life that we've experienced that we can't really take back. And that does suck. It does. And I'm not here to say like, oh, it sucks, move on. But I do feel like this energy is almost kind of feeling a little fed up to me. Like, perhaps there's a time this week where you feel so charged up that you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm so frustrated. Just keep your thoughts away from like what used to be and focus on the now that you have become. And like the place where you're going, I would even caution not spending too much time on the ghosts of the past, but also not living too many dreams of the future, because right now is where we make the most effectual change. And now is also where we give our thoughts power. We give our thoughts power in the here and now. You decide how you want to live your fate. But Spirit is saying that you know, like, that you can make this trek, that you can make this trip, that it is all divine, but you have more power than you're aware of. And Spirit is saying, take that back. Take that back. And you're aware of this, and I feel like you're already working towards this, especially with the Saturn being like the main disciplinarian here. They are the disciplinarian of the planets on the astro dice. So, mainly allowing yourself to continue to try, continue to breathe through it, and continue to keep working for it, because trust me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm not saying things are dark now, because again, your reading leads with the Knight of Pentacles. So you're actually in a place, I feel, of comfort, but perhaps illusions of the past are trying to come back. There are things with the Eight of Cups here to part from. Okay, so just be aware of that, with things sneaking up on you, and just say, absolutely not, no way, and then just keep living in your joys in the present. Keep enjoying your garden, because that's really going to keep you grounded. I don't know if it's in the astrological energies for you, or if that's just how it's meant to like interact with your sign. This doesn't have to be for everyone, but don't let that get you down. Quite literally, Spirit is saying you're way out here is being like the Nine of Pentacles is about being present as well, because she's enjoying the here and the now. She could have more, but she definitely knew she came from nothing. She started off with 0 pentacles and then accumulated 9, so she can live in that accomplishment. And Spirit is saying that, you know, embrace that Nine of Pentacles energy and think about your life from a different perspective, should you cast a glance at it at all. Okay, let's see what else we have for our Aquarius collective here. Ooh, Bright Baby. Now, I am going to pull the description from the book. I'm going to pull the guidance from the book because, oh, I just flipped right to it. Because I'm not as familiar with this deck yet, and I also think it's written beautifully, so it's fine. So, Bright Baby. Simple truths will help you most right now. Complexity is the mind at work, whereas the heart sees with astoundingly accurate simplicity. Don't worry about the details, the hows or wheres and whys. Those answers will come in time. For now, all you need to do is get back to the basics of what is true, and for you, that means stepping into the light. When a painful or confusing feeling grips your mind, situations can seem more complicated than they need to be. The Oracle of Bright Baby tells you that the best and brightest way through even the most apparently complex issues is often the simplest. Saying no, stepping back, voicing your truths, having patience, acting when you need to do so, asking for help. Simplicity can assist you in taking steps day after day until the issue has resolved itself, just as naturally as night melts into day. To heed the healing truths of Bright Baby, you are asked, even if just for now, to drop the complex adult explanations, justifications, interpretations, and stories. What is the simplest version of the story you are dealing with in your life right now, and how can you act on that simplicity with truth, compassion, and authenticity? If you aren't sure you can get to simplicity, if the confusion seems too great, the Oracle brings you confirmation that a blinding flash of clarifying insight is on its way. Make sure you don't discount the insight as being too obvious or simple. Oftentimes, the answer you need is right under your nose, just waiting to be discovered, and also as plain as the nose on your face. If you are concerned that something has been spoiled, damaged beyond repair, then the Oracle of Bright Baby brings you good news. It is possible to restore, repair, and return the purity, innocence, and original essence to what you feared was damaged. Innocence is never truly lost. It just gets a bit muddied sometimes and needs a cleanup. If you feel like you have lost your true self or the bright promise of a fresh new opportunity that you regret allowing to pass you by, it's just a matter of clearing out what has kept you away from your light. It's still there within you. It just needs to be rediscovered. Bright Baby tells you there's always a chance to return to the light to begin anew. And the affirmation for this card is, I see loving truths so simple and clear. So I'm going to let that message be a standalone, because that could be part of this new perspective of the Hanged Woman card that you're meant to embody, is quite literally just viewing things with more simplistic eyes. We're going to dive into the Spirit Animal Tarot now and see what we can channel through. Okay. So, you have lion spirit. Be generous of spirit. So, this card in particular says not only expect, it's almost like spirit gives generously. First of all, recognize that they give generously, and also give generously to yourself as well. So the lion is often like the source of pride. The lion is the head of the pride, or like the herd of lions, I guess. It's not a herd, it's a pride. That's why I said it like that. But in the group of lions, there is a main lion, and you are like the main lion of your life, right? So being generous of spirit is almost like spirit like gives you and showers you with so much abundance. So give yourself that abundance and recognize that love. So give that love to yourself, because their abundance comes in the form of love. So giving love to yourself and like allowing yourself to be loved, to love and to be loved. And not only that, but truly embracing spirit expects nothing of you, okay? Spirit doesn't, it's not like they expect you to do nothing, but they expect nothing of you. So if you just want to live your life, enjoy for yourself, it's okay to do that. But it's almost like, I know that there's a calling for something greater for a lot of you, and that's okay too, but it's okay to not do it all today. So really acknowledge all of like the grace that spirit has given, and just allow your situation to just be. Okay, so I'm getting like very, like how I'm interpreting this card is straight intuition, because it's coming through like in a way that I don't think typically means the card. But this card does mean recognizing basically the legwork that spirit does, and allow them to be generous for you. Allow them to give you that abundance, and really feel that abundance and enjoy it, because they're giving it to you for a reason. Not only do you deserve it, but like, you know, it's needed. It's necessary in your life, not only to maintain your health, maintain your like emotional, mental well-being sometimes, is to know that you're loved and to have that validation, but to experience that peace and that joy that you deserve. Okay? So that's what spirit is kind of coming through with for that. And you also have electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. Some of you have creative sparks and passions that are coming up from within at this time, straight from the heart space, or perhaps you found something in your external world that makes you feel a light. It's almost like an electric shock that jolts your system, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go pursue this right now, or I'm gonna die. Like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm so fluffy, I'm gonna die. Like, it's something that revs you up with so excitement that you'll feel like you're gonna explode. And I feel like I love this for the Aquarius fellows, because the Aquarius is a sign of speaking their authentic truth. And oftentimes, for whatever reason, I've met a lot of Aquariuses that have trouble speaking their truth in certain circumstances. And we all have trouble expressing our authenticity at some points. But especially with electric eel is usually an odd find in nature. I'm pretty sure in some part of the world they are common, but the electric eel spirit is talking about, like, even if these ideas are off the wall, out there, strange, odd to society, they are from such a source of authenticity within you that sometimes they just have to be followed. Sometimes we do stare at our ideas and we're like, what? There's no way. But the ones that really get you going, the ones that make you feel highly motivated and make you want to do them, it sparks something. So just follow those sparks and see where they go. You know, it adds a lot of fun, it adds a lot of adventure to life, and that's really something Spirit wants you to focus on for this cycle. So, let's see. Thank you, dragons, for helping me channel this dragon energy for this dragon oracle. And we'll see what other oracle messages we have for you specifically through this deck. I see the Omega dragon trying to come out, though. So the dragon of creation tried to make a little peep, and then I was like, yeah, we'll wait for like a pop out. But definitely the Omega dragon, there's like a power of creation stirring up with it at this time. But the main thing is Orange Dragon brings soul families and communities together, spread belonging, warmth, and oneness, bring people everywhere together. This doesn't have to be completely on you, but you could have the power or the ability to connect other people. I feel like you have a special affinity for that in your spirit. So this could quite literally be drawing close to your family or your friends or whoever you consider your soul family at this time. You could be drawing close to those other connections or actually seeking those out. You could actually be bringing people together. So if you're part of multiple friend groups, for example, or you're bringing your friends home to meet your family, family or something like that. There could be bringing those groups together and seeing how they interact, but forming those meaningful connections and forming those experiences that they can take with them throughout their life. So, or there's something here, there could be actually, I feel like this is work that you're doing. So this could actively be work that you are putting out there that is bringing people together or allowing people to connect. Either this could be like in an online space, this could be like in like a forum somewhere, or this could be in your physical space. But there could be work that you do that actively brings people together. So that could be a great focus of yours this week as well, is really just enjoying the warmth and enjoying like the mark or the presence that you leave in other people's lives. Even the work that we do, even if we're in a job that we don't particularly like, there's still some form, depending on what you do, there's still some form of connection that you are creating with people because you are actively providing some type of service to the world. Okay, even if you work behind closed doors in a corporate office somewhere just doing tax sheets or whatever, you are still actively influencing people's lives, and you are allowing that stuff to get done so that other people can create connections. I do feel like for a lot of you, you could be in a more humanitarian position, or you could be dealing with more like community-based projects, something that does actively involve encounters face-to-face, okay? But that could be something that could spread warmth in your heart, so really just take note of the joy and amazingness that you're already bringing to the world so you can truly appreciate like what you're doing for the world in your own existence, okay? So for our angel message, we have 26, pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. What do we have for our Aquarius today? 26. It's important for you to be in the company of people who lift your spirit. Step back from anyone who is making you feel small. Ooh, I'm going to say that again because I just got the chills. It's important for you to be in the company of people who lift your spirit. Step back from anyone who is making you feel small. So again, that really plays in with Orange Dragon. So really connecting with people. So, but yeah. I'm going to let that be a standalone message in itself because I'm pretty sure we elaborated on that already. But that concludes your reading, Aquarius. Thank you so much to you, your energies, and my energies, and angel guides and dragons for allowing me to connect with you at this time. And of course, the real OG, thanks Archangel Michael for helping protect our space and for keeping us leading with love and light here. As always, if this video resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. It really helps the channel grow and helps the messages get out to other people. Also, I do post frequently, so stay tuned. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you have the best week. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.